Start para. In connection with this question of balance of payments, there has been a great deal of criticism regarding the open general license and the articles which were admitted into the country under the OGL. The main charge against government being that under the open general license a large quantity of goods of a purely luxury character was admitted into the country. On a careful examination of the figures, I am satisfied that what can be called luxury goods amounted to not more than 1.5 to 2% of the total imports. My honorable colleagues, the Commerce Minister has more than one explained to the House that the reason why it has become necessary to import articles of this kind is that in the bilateral arrangements that we make with other countries, these countries generally insist upon a certain proportion of their non-essential goods being imported into India. They do that for this obvious reason. We, as one of the parties in an agreement, have no right to say we will export all the commodities that we want to send to your country, and in return we will accept only such articles as we specify. Full stop para. That is not business like. In actual practice, it is not workable. That is the attitude of the Commerce Ministry, and it is perfectly valid. But I want to bring to the notice of the House a consideration which has some importance for the Finance Ministry. If we decided to confine our imports completely to essential articles, I can assure the House that the budget of this country would become unmanageable, because from the revenue point of view, these essential articles are not particularly profitable. If, for example, you confine your imports to food grains and plant and machinery, food grains bear no duty at all. Agricultural machinery bears no duty at all. Industry machinery bears a duty of 5%. Industrial raw materials bear relatively low rates of duty. Full stop. If, therefore, I confine imports to these articles, the customs revenue would be exactly half of what it is today. We would be faced with a huge deficit which would create inflation in its turn. It is a fact which is recognized in other countries that for the sake of maintaining a reasonable level of customs revenue, it is justifiable to allot a certain portion of your exchange resources for articles which bring revenue to the exchequer. I said there has been improvement since July 1949. Full stop para. At the end of June 1949, our sterling balances stood at 820 crores. In the first week of September, they declined to 776, a drop of 44 crores. Since September, they continued to rise, and the latest figure that I have is 846 crores. In other words, in the course of 7.5 months, there has been not merely no decline, there has been a surplus of 26 crores. During this period, our dollar receipts also exceeded our dollar payments. As the House is aware, this situation is due to a number of temporary causes, the suspension of dollar licenses. Stop.